My name is Wei. I'm a postdoc from UC San Diego. So right now, this work is done during my PhD last year. It's titled Reminding Drivers of the Stalking Vehicles on the Road. Like as we all know that everybody has a car, and we spend a lot of time behind the wheels every day to drive the car for shopping or to go to a hospital or go to schools. So a lot of the state-of-the-art works on autonomous driving and safe driving. They are focusing on what happens in front of the vehicle and trying to use machine learning algorithm to help the driver or the vehicle to see clearly what happens in front of our vehicle. But from my understanding, there are no works that can focus on what happened behind of our vehicle, except blind area detection for the rear vehicle, for the blind area detection when it is focusing on what happened behind our vehicle. So in this paper, we will basically exploit the human behaviors during the driving. We all know that sometimes when you drive our vehicle on the road, we may get stalked, which is very scary to some of us. This is happening due to three kind of reasons. First, you may meet a lot of road rage. Some crazy drivers will follow our vehicle closely during driving because they are pissed off due to some reasons. Another thing is news reporters would like to get some breaking news by stalking the famous people like celebrities or politicians. And also some detectives like police officers would like to stalk the suspects for the crime investigation. So we want to make sure that these police officers or detectives to legally follow these suspects. So these are the common scenarios that we can see that stalking vehicles is happening around us. So these kind of stalking vehicles will break some privacy issues, like location privacy, because they follow you whenever and when you are driving. Another thing is safe driving. Keep in mind that the following vehicles try to follow you without make you lost in their vision. So they need to carefully drive behind you without being recovered by the driver. So sometimes it is related to how safe they drive, such that the followed vehicle will not get involved in an accident. So in conclusion, it's important to remind the drivers of stalking vehicles on the road. So to solve this problem, we propose a system called P2D2, privacy preserving defensive driving. So as you can see in the front of, so there's a white car in this figure that is our vehicle. There are three following vehicles. One of them is abnormal following vehicle. Another two are normal following vehicles because they may share the same driving direction with us. So our task is to identify this abnormal following vehicle and remind the drivers. So our system design will be based on the fact that the stalking vehicle will follow us whenever and wherever we drive. So based on this fact, we try to extract two important features, that is following time of the following vehicle and the critical driving behavior of our vehicle. So intuitively, if somebody is following us for a very long time, I would suspect that that following vehicle is abnormal. Also, within that following time, if we try to make left or right turns several times, that following vehicle is still following us, we suspect that following vehicle is abnormal. So based on these two features, we will propose a multimodal sensing framework to extract these two features and fusing these two features, and then leverage the machine learning algorithm to achieve anomaly detection, meaning the abnormal following vehicle identification. So in the first pipeline is that we deploy a camera at the backside of our vehicle to tracking the following vehicle behind us for the following time extraction. And then the second pipeline is that we use IMU sensors deployed on our vehicle to extract the IMU sensing data to indicate the critical driving behavior like left or right turns of our vehicle. There's one challenge that is this IMU sensing data would be affected by the road surface condition like pothole or bumps on the road. So we need to eliminate these kind of artifacts. And then after we extract these two features, we regard it as anomaly detection and identify the abnormal following vehicle through machine learning. So you may wonder that sometimes our system will still give some false alarm to the driver, which is annoying. So to solve this problem, we kind of propose human-in-the-loop design. That is, if our system reports there is an abnormal following vehicle, to ensure that it is a correct report, we need to ask the driver to make a reroute. If that reported abnormal following vehicle is still following us, we can say that that is 100% sure that is an abnormal following vehicle, and the driver needed to do something to avoid it. So for our experimental settings, we will use a smartphone deployed at the backside of our vehicle as a camera to extract the following time. And also the smartphone could provide us IMU sensing data to identify critical driving behavior. So for normal following vehicle, we just drive our vehicle on the road during our daily traffic commute, such that we can connect this normal following vehicle data. And for the abnormal following vehicle, we will specifically ask someone to follow us during our experiment. So like these two figures shows our experimental results. The first figure, the confusion matrix, shows the good performance of anomaly detection. I want to emphasize the second case study, that is like we try to drive our vehicle from our home to a grocery store for shopping, and we specifically ask someone to follow us at the blue starting point, at the blue pointer, meaning the starting point. Our system detected that there is a vehicle behind us, and then after around like 300 seconds, our system reports that there is an abnormal following vehicle. That vehicle is an abnormal following vehicle because within period of time, there are a lot of critical driving behaviors, left or right turns in between, such that our system reports that there is an abnormal following vehicle. So in conclusion, I guess this is the first system designed to identify this problem, stalking vehicle in real-world driving scenario. Second, we propose a multimodal sensing technique to identify this abnormal following vehicle in the real world. I think there are a lot of issues to be addressed in the future to exploit the human behaviors during driving. With all that being said, I would be happy to take any questions.
So I think one of the problems that you have is
coincidences are far more likely than malicious actors out there. So you're going to get a lot of false positives because of just. Let me put it this way: the number of times I've been freaked out because somebody followed me home, and they went down, like 4 turns behind me, and then, I drove past my house because I was, worried. Is really high, whereas nobody malicious that I know of has ever followed me home. So the false positive rate you're going to have is hard. Do you have any thoughts on, are there other features that you can try and create out of data sets that may be specific to a malicious actor as opposed to just a coincidence?
I think like this problem has already been addressed through human in the loop design in our system. But for the data set, I guess we need not only we need a large amount of data set to have like experienced parameter for following time and number of critical driving behaviors that we need to define in our system. But also we need to, I guess, the personalized learning algorithms. I think that could be helpful to address that kind of scenario.
Any other questions?
Thank you for the presentation. My name is Yan from University of Arizona. Great talk. I guess me and Raymond kind of has the same question that the attacker may have multiple vehicles. They try to use one vehicle, follow you for one, say 30 seconds, swap out, use another vehicle, maybe third one, fourth one. How would your system defend against that?
Yes, that is a challenge that we haven't addressed in our current version. I hope it will be our future work when multiple vehicles collaboratively stop one vehicle. But our current attack model doesn't consider this scenario.
Yeah, on that topic, I was just wondering, do you expect the current design that you have to scale to multiple vehicles, and you would just need to do additional training configuration, or are you expecting to add extra like logical groups, say, to model different types of human behavior that can happen under more vehicles?
I think it should be based on our current framework and design, but we need to collect the data, large amount of data when there are multiple vehicles. And also, we may need to know like the collaborative mechanism from the abnormal falling vehicles, such as, and identify that kind of mechanism such that we can successfully identify them.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Thanks.